Okay, so this video should be video 2 where we're working with brightness, contrast, and adjusting colors. And this will be starting right where we left off in the last video. So notice I still have that background, layer 0, and I want to leave that alone right now. I'm going to come up here and work with layer 1 because that's what we have on top. So notice that the one on the left is a lot darker than the one on the right, or layer 1 is darker than layer 0. So when we have layer 1 selected, so what I have right now selected is the left side, what I can do is come up here and notice there's the menu, there's adjustments. So that's going to be one of the easiest ways to make big changes just to that layer. So with layer 1 selected, notice it's blue. I'm going to come up here to brightness and contrast and click that. So as it comes up, now I can control the brightness of contrast of just layer 1 or the second half of the image. So if I want to make it darker, I can make it way darker. If I want to make it lighter, I can make it lighter. So ideally, what we want to try to do is get the colors just about the same. And it looks like the color's getting close. And that if you get pretty much close on the whites, so you compare white to white, and then you can mess around with the contrast. That'd be my suggestion. So I can up the contrast a little bit, not too much. And I think that's pretty much it. It's kind of a small tweak for us. So I'm good with that. I'm going to click OK. The other thing we could do, the same way that we did brightness, there's all kinds of different things we could change here. You can add effects. You can change hue and saturation. In one of the students' photos today, they were on the green screen, and the green screen in the back was a lot darker. It was kind of a different hue of green screen. So what we are able to do is just jump in here, and you can kind of change the hue. Now that'll make people blue or green, or it'll just subtly change the color. With saturation, you can make ones black and white or add color. So you can do some pretty crazy stuff. You can also just add straight up colors on that. So yeah, so to get it as close as possible, I'm going to jump back to the middle. I can also select these numbers and manually type them in. So to go back to the start, I'm just going to do 0, 0, 0. And I think the colors are okay. Do I want to make it a little bit light? No, that's good. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. I think the only thing I'd want to do now to kind of make this better is that shadow is obviously a big thing. So I want to zoom down, and I'll just erase that shadow, and that should help out. I'm just going to come in here, erase that shadow down, try to get as close as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but now that shadow looks a lot more lifelike. Okay, and I'll come over here since the colors are a little bit off, and I'm just going to erase his vest because that was real obvious. That strange, there was no big color change between those two. So obviously right here where his wrist is being cut off, looks silly, but we're also unsure of, okay, so I'll bring his finger in, and then that should be pretty good. As I zoom out, it's not perfect. If I wanted to go back and fix his shoulder, I could, but right now, it looks like a pretty decent, it looks decent, yeah, looks good.